Hey, hey, hello everyone. How you doing? Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're watching me from. This is Take My Hand webinar series with IKEs. As usual, I'm going to take out time to brief you about last week. Last week we were looking at how to handle peer pressure, especially in teens and young adults. Yeah, so today, and my guest, sorry, I forgot to mention, my guest last week was Mrs. Chidima Blessing God's Will from Germany, and she did justice to that topic. In case you missed that webinar, please you can come to my page or go to Ike's Isaac Ibana Foundation page and you will see it, or on YouTube. Okay, this webinar is brought to you and is powered by Ike's Isaac Ibana Foundation. Today we'll be looking at how to handle uh, low self-esteem, complex, and depression. Yeah, let me see you hit the like button. Let me see you join in. Please join in the conversation by all means. So, you know, make your contribution, ask your questions. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, so today like I said, we're looking at how to handle low self-esteem, complex, and depression. Okay, so what is low self-esteem? Low self-esteem is a condition characterized by a negative view of oneself, all right? A lack of confidence, okay? And a feeling of inadequacy, all right? Underline those keywords. Negative view about oneself, the lack of confidence, and the feeling of inadequacy, all right? Uh, so people with low self-esteem, they tend to have negative self-image. They believe that they are not worthy of love or respect, okay, and may engage in self-sabotaging behaviors when someone feels like they are not worth it. Oh, nobody is showing me love. Oh, probably I don't deserve love, or well, I am not, I'm not good enough. All those thoughts that come to your mind. Low self-esteem. Sometimes you feel like you're not matching up, you're not meeting up, society standards, family standards, friends, clique, your association, people trying to make you feel, you know, less than who you are. And sometimes it gets to you, you don't feel cool about yourself. So that's it about low self-esteem. So moving forward, we're going to be looking at the causes. What are the causes of low self-esteem? Okay, so low self-esteem can be developed due to a variety of factors, including past experiences. Your experience can, cause low self-esteem to you. Your past experience, bad experiences. All right. Another thing is failure or rejection. You've tried one thing over and over, and you fail about it. And then rejection. A particular people or person you looked up to, suddenly just doesn't, believe in you anymore, doesn't care about you, just feels they can't relate with you at their level, they are better than you, and then it gets to you. Okay, so those are the causes. Some of the causes: negative feedback from others. Someone tells you, you know what? I think you should look for something else and do. This is not. I don't think this is what you're supposed to be doing, because each time you try to do it, it's not good. It doesn't come out well. For instance, you're a comedian. Nobody ever laugh at your jokes. I mean, people think you're not funny. That's not enough reason for you to relent or stop. To stop cracking jokes or try to improve yourself, right? It's not enough reason, okay? Uh, one of the things is, like I mentioned before, if you have grown in a neighborhood where there is stiff competition among your peers of doing certain things. For instance, when I was a child, there is this craft we make with sticks, and then we get tires from slippers, okay, and then we drive it. Each time you are as a child, then among your peers, if you are not able to do that thing very well, and then you ride it very well, you are being criticized, you're being mocked, they talk down on you, like, man, you can't do it, you can't do it. So yeah, usually you may feel bad, but you don't need to remain in your bad feelings, okay? So we said lack of positive reinforcement during childhood. It can also be influenced by cultural or societal pressures such as unrealistic beauty standards or expectation of success. People have their different definitions of success, but what do you as a person define as success? What do you as a person take as success? So as we continue this conversation, we are going to know more. All right, so what can be the solution? What do you have to do if right now as I'm talking you are suffering from low self-esteem? What do you have to do? Number one, you know you need to practice self-compassion and self-care. Self-compassion means it doesn't you don't have to this is different from pity, self-pity, okay? You don't need to pity yourself. Self-compassion means you take it easy on yourself while striving. You make conscious effort at the same time. You take it easy on yourself. Be your own critic. That's the best way I put it. Be your own critic. Criticize yourself first while in taking steps to become a better person before others criticize you. That's one way, all right? That's one way. That's one way that you will be able to uh, deal with low self-esteem. Okay, that's one way. Now you should do practice self-care. When you practice self-care, there are a lot of tendencies that you'll be able to conquer low self-esteem. Self-care, take care of yourself. I mean, do things that please you. Of course, not at the expense of other people's comfort, but within your confines. Just do stuff, engage in activities. For instance, if you're a good gamer, play games if that makes you happy and motivates you. If you're if you're a musician like I am, write songs. Sometimes you write songs, in any state of mind you are. Write songs, create good music, go out, sit out in a quiet place, just breathe fresh air. Be in an environment that inspires you, all right? Don't be where you are not inspired. So, that's one of the ways to deal with low self-esteem. Treat yourself with kindness and patronize your physical, emotional, and mental well-being. Okay, patronize your physical, emotional, and mental well-being. Make sure all the time you keep a smiling face, you laugh, engage in activities, like I said, of the things that makes you happy. Do not try to catch up with the Joneses by doing things that are outside of your passion and your happiness. All right, especially when you are feeling down. Don't engage in activities that further challenges your abilities. I repeat, do not engage in activities at that point when you are feeling down or with low self-esteem that undermines your abilities. Always engage in activities that amplify your strength. That's one way to deal with that. All right, always engage in activities that amplify your strengths and your efforts. Okay. All right. So Challenge negative self-talk. Do not allow yourself to talk to yourself negatively. Oh, when am I going to get this right? Of course, with constant practice. Whatever you intend to achieve or be in life, try to practice. Put in conscious effort on a daily basis. Set milestones for yourself. Don't think you're going to achieve stuff and a lot of things in one day. Just make sure that you set milestones. Oh, okay, I'm going to do this today. Out of 10 things, prioritize one or two per day or per week, and gradually see yourself progress and achieve those things. Don't put so much pressure on yourself, and then ending up talking to yourself, feeling bad. You did not achieve what you set out to achieve. Other people are talking to you, pressures of life, all manner of things hitting at you, and then you cannot, you are just down. You can't breathe. You can't think well. No, don't. And if you are in that state right now, I'm telling you, get up, cheer up, So, like I said, replace your uh, negative self-talk with positive affirmations. When you wake up every day, talk to yourself. Say, I am good. Say, I am successful. I am progressive. Yes, I am an achiever. Oh, you know what? This education, this master's degree, this bachelor's degree, this program I'm doing, I will complete it and I will pass it in flying colors. You know what? This project I'm just about to engage in, or I've engaged in, that is challenging. People are giving you tough time. People are not agreeing to your terms. Relax. Talk to yourself. I am an achiever. I'm a great achiever. I succeed. Speak to yourself. You may, yeah, like the way I do it, most times I write it down and I put it down somewhere in my house, so I just talk to myself daily. I confess, you know, I speak it. I make sure that I speak to myself. I stand in the mirror and I talk to myself. You know, it's one way that you can deal with that. It's not easy to practice. It's easier said, but it's doable and it's very, achievable. All right. So the next thing is that set realistic goals. Okay, set realistic goals. Set achievable goals for yourself and celebrate your accomplishments. All right. So if for instance you said you are going to if for instance you say you are going to have bag a bachelor's degree, for instance. I know a lot of people are afraid of mathematics. Okay, so you say you're going to bag a degree in mathematics. Don't set unrealistic goals. Don't think in a period of 1 month or 2 months you're going to know mathematics, a lot about mathematics, or you want to be a farmer, you want to do poultry farm, for instance. Don't think you're going to just stand up and then achieve a poultry farm, and then because you are seeing other people selling eggs and selling chicken, you just no. Set realistic goals, especially if you are not familiar with the territory. Set realistic goals. And then one other example is for people who, for instance, want to lose weight. You've gained some weight and then you want to lose some weight. People are saying, "Oh, man, why have you added some weight? That's not good to you." Of course, that's getting to you already. It's giving you a low self-esteem about yourself. You're already thinking, "Oh, for people who knew me when I was apt, when I was sharp, and when I was, for ladies, figure eight, for guys, you were like your six pack, you are at your best, and then now some pot bellies are coming out, and then for ladies you're getting overweighted, and then people are giving you a negative feedback and then it's getting to you. No, get up, cheer up right now from your low self-esteem and set realistic goals. For instance, if you know you are a late waker, set your alarm. First day, second day, even if you don't wake up, the alarm rings. The third day, within a week, you have practiced learning waking up early. The second thing, decide where you want to take a walk, or decide if you want to register for a gym, right? And then the third step, attend the gym as at when scheduled, and start gradually. You don't need to lose all the weight in a day, right? Just attend the gym, be realistic. When you are tired, tell your gym instructor you want to leave and leave. All right, for that day. So you will discover that gradually over weeks, right? You are going to be able to lose some weight gradually when you are consistent. Make conscious efforts. Do not attempt to do everything at the same time, right? So low self-esteem is a major issue, especially in young adults, when they see other people around them making it, doing stuff they can't achieve. They are wondering, am I good enough? Am I really good? What do people think of me? Hey, relax, my friend. Just calm down. What do you think of yourself first? Set realistic goals. You want to make money. What is the business you want to do? Do not allow the failure of one particular business to weigh you down and make you feel you're not good enough in business. Oh, you now jump from business. You say, oh, no, no, no. Okay, now I'm not a business. I want to go and do agriculture. I want to go and do farming. I want to go and do. No. Relax, relax, relax. Ask yourself, first of all, what's your passion? What do you like doing? What makes you happy? All right. And then as you are doing it, what makes you fulfilled? All right. So set realistic goals, one step at a time. Set milestones. How am I going to achieve this? All right. So and then celebrate yourself. Celebrate your achievements. Celebrate your achievements. For instance, you were able to write a good proposal, and then you went and you made a presentation, and you were able to get the job. Now, previously, you may have attended interviews, gone for proposal, for pitching. No one accepted your proposal. No one gave you the job, and you were angry. You were depressed. You need money, the pressures of life, and all. Of course, this time, do your due diligence. First thing to do is to learn how to write an eye-catching or mind-catching proposal, right? And pitch. Learn how to do that. Take your time. Once you've done that, move out again and start dropping your proposals. Make presentations. And who knows? Of course, when you have bagged that job, when you have gotten the job, celebrate yourself. Take yourself out. Do something remarkable for yourself. Create a memory for yourself. Celebrate yourself. All right. Okay. So let's move on. The fourth point is surround yourself with positive influences. All right. Surround yourself with people who uplift and support you. I repeat, surround yourself with people who support and uplift you. Do not find yourself in the wrong company. I bet you don't want to do that, because each time you are amongst people who don't value you, who see you less than who you are, each time they keep saying stuff, it may be just comments. They just drop comments that really throws you off, like make you feel, oh man, I don't belong here. Or they just make you feel, you cannot achieve certain things, or generally in life, you can't be an achiever, right? So do not be among such people. Always be among people who who uplift your spirit, okay? Who encourages you, who supports you. Yeah, I mean, this is not to say you don't make mistakes or you don't have shortcomings, right? Okay, so you have shortcomings, but you are not dwelling on the shortcomings. You are dwelling and focusing on your strengths and your achievements. All right. Remember, we've said you set milestones. So you are not yet there, but you're going to get there. That's the spirit. Okay. So each time you find yourself in the wrong company, people who talk you down all the time, you just somehow, even when you try to make efforts to impress them, or to make them feel, yeah, I can do this, each time they keep coming back at you like, oh man, you just messed up. Oh, no. This is not how to do it. Why do you always not get it right? Don't listen to them, okay? So the best thing is to go out of their midst. In life, as you grow in life, you're going to meet different kinds of people in life. Some people are spontaneous. Some people lack manners, depending on the background. Some people don't have a good sense of communication. Some people don't have discretion when to talk and when not to talk. So you need to be able to understand most of these things and sieve out. Choose your friends, okay? Choose your friends. Don't allow people to come around you and mess your mind up, mess your psyche up, right? We're talking about low self-esteem. Thanks for all those that are watching. I see Dutch Love watching. I see Nafa Abubakar watching. Yeah, please guys, keep the comment, keep the comment coming, keep the likes coming. If you like what you're hearing, you can also contribute by typing in, and I will read out your comments. All right. Thank you so much for joining in. So one last thing, I'm going to talk about low self-esteem, and then we'll move on. We'll move into complex and depression. I'm going to say seek professional help. Okay, seek professional help. Now, seeking professional help, may require you having a therapy or a counseling session. In life, okay, you must be able to look up to someone who can always speak with you, more like a mentor or a role model, but a mentor to be specific, because a mentor is the one that you can have access to and talk with. All right, have a mentor, have someone you look up to, someone who is already achieving the kind of things you want to achieve in your life. All right, so have them as your mentor and have access to them. Talk to them. Speak to them about your challenges, your experiences, and your feelings and how you feel. And I bet you, if they are truly a mentor, they're going to talk to you, they're going to encourage you, and give you strategic ways on how you can achieve stuff and how you can, come out of your depressive mode. Depression is a state of mind, and at one point in life, everybody goes, have that feeling. Time to time, you go into depression. Things happen around you negatively, and it makes you feel bad. It makes you don't want to do anything, and like I've said before, it makes you feel worthless and less of who you really are. Right? Okay, so that's that. Seek professional help, counseling, therapy, guidance, and one other thing I want to say, please, you need to sit down and identify carefully what is making you depressed, because sometimes it may be a mixture of issues, and sometimes it could be a particular issue. For some people, it's love. You're in a relationship, you're not being treated the way you would like to be treated, meaning that the other person is not being responsive, or is not reciprocating the kind of gestures and probably the love that you are showing to them, and sometimes it could cause depression in some people. So in a case like that, you have identified the root cause, the main issue of what is making you depressed. So what you need to do, my counsel, you will need to love yourself. You will need to start being independent. Yeah, I'm going to talk about all of this in my conclusion, but I'm just giving you head ups. You need to practice what I call self-love. You need to start treating yourself right. See yourself the way you want to see yourself and the way you want other people to see you. And this is not by arguing or trying to put up a show or an attitude. This is just about being real and showing yourself self-love by your conduct and your manners, the way you talk, and gradually you will see that people are going to be responding to that. All right, let's move forward. Okay, so let's look at inferiority complex. We just finished talking about low self-esteem. All right, so let's look at inferiority complex. Now, complex is a pattern of thinking, right, and feeling in which an individual perceives themselves as inadequate, all right, less competent, and less value than others. Underline those keywords. The person that's experiencing inferiority complex thinks of themselves as inadequate, less competent, and they value themselves less than others. All right. So inferiority complex, you feel you're not competent enough. Most times, it's not true. For instance, you went for a competition. For instance, maybe a racing competition. You know very well you do well at running, but because you've seen people People are practicing by the side even before the time. You feel like, wow, like I like to use the Nigerian slang. Oh boy, people they run. Oh, once you start making such comments, already you're talking to your mind. You just feel immediately inadequate. Wow, you feel less valued than the other people you see practicing. Meanwhile, you can do better, or probably you can do better. You feel inadequate. That am I going to meet up? Am I going to fail this exam? Am I going to pass? Oh, this new relationship I'm about to go into, are you sure it's not going to end up like the previous one? Oh, this business I'm about to do, are you sure I'm not going to fail like the previous business? You don't feel, you feel inadequate, you feel less valued, you feel less competent of yourself. All right. So now there is a difference between inferiority complex and being taken for granted. However, I would like to just touch a little about on that. If you are if you have inferiority complex, you feel inadequate, you feel less competent, you feel less valued of yourself. This is not about someone talking to you now. This is about you talking to yourself. Remember, low self-esteem starts with your mental state, and then it attributes to people talking at you and talking into your life, into your mind. All right, but inferiority complex starts with when you yourself. This has to do with your own personality first. Like I've said, inadequacy, you feel less valued of yourself, you think less competent. It starts with you, your own mind. What do you think of yourself, right? So, what is the difference between inferiority complex and being taken for granted? Number one, I said, uphold your value system. All right. So each time you start feeling that way, and then it start getting to your mind, or start thinking about, what do I really believe in? What values do I have? Who do I look up to in life? For instance, in marriage, for instance, in education, for instance, in games like football, for instance, in your day-to-day living, your social life. Who do I imitate? What are the things that I listen to? Those things form a major part of your subconscious. Have you wondered why sometimes the song comes out, it's not really a song you like? You don't like it. Probably not because you don't like the artist, but you don't like the song. The words of the song, they don't mean, or really, the music is not pleasant to you. It's not appealing, right? But over time, as you keep listening to it, as radio stations promote it, as TV station promote it, as it's all over internet, at a point in time, it starts in your subconscious. You may not even know. A day will come, you just start singing the song, like unconsciously. Yeah, that's what happens when stuff gather in your subconscious, right? So in your subconscious, you need to uphold your value system. For instance, the things you watch, the things you see, the things you speak, whoever you are with. Difference between inferiority complex and being taken for granted. Being taken for granted is the external factor. The internal factor has to do with you, but the external factor is the people. So number one thing, how to differentiate and avoid it, is upholding your value. If someone tells you, why are you so dark? Of course, what is your value? Your value is that you are a human being, you are being created by God, and you don't have the right to choose how you look, as it were, how your nose look, or how the color of your skin, right? Although you have control over your physique, how to be neat, the kind of clothes you wear, but you don't have control of your color, your skin color, how you were being born, right? So that should be your value system. Uphold your value system. Someone tells you, oh, in this particular area, we do this before you can achieve this. What's your value system? They are talking to you as external factors, but what is you as an internal factor? What do you believe in? What do you think is the right thing for you? What do you think works for you, right? So number two thing, set boundaries, okay? Set your boundaries. For instance, even between friends, set boundaries. Certain times you cannot call. You can't, just because someone is your close friend, you just pick up call and just call them. Or having, some people feel they have this entitlement mentality. Most times they just call you up, or they just expect that you do stuff for them, and then when you don't do, they start giving you attitude, and then they start making you feel that you're not meeting up, you're not a good friend. And then, of course, if you're not careful to understand your boundaries, you can just say, hey man, I know you're upset about this, but you know what, I think this is how it should be done. I don't like people calling me late hours. I don't like, you know, someone talking to me in that manner, because if you talk to me in that manner, my reaction may not be good, and then it makes you also try to get back and all and all. So even between friends, so just set your boundaries in life. And each time someone is trying to cross the boundaries, you just let them know, right? Another thing I'm going to say: understand variation in personality. Okay, variation in personality traits. Some people are outspoken. Some people are as people will really usually say, that popular cliche, introvert or extrovert. Yeah, well, maybe, but I believe you should understand personality traits, understand variation in personality traits. Some people are outspoken, some people are not outspoken. Some people are intense, some people are not intense. Some people are spontaneous, some people are not spontaneous. So you need to have a sense of discretion to be able to understand when people communicate and when they talk to you. Mark or notice, some people may sound harsh while talking to you, but if you listen to the intent, they don't mean, not that they mean harm or they mean to be harsh. So you need to be able to differentiate between that, so that you don't feel like each time this person talks to me, they talk to me in a manner I don't like. It's not necessarily they want to hurt you, or because they are talking down on you, or they are criticizing you unnecessarily. It's just because that's the way they sound when they talk. So you need to understand that variation. Some people talk softly, all right? They talk softly. They don't really, they're not spontaneous. They don't emphasize things so hard. But you need to be careful to know when somebody is making a valid point and is trying to talk to you about something they are really serious of, either about what they don't like or what they like or what they expect. You need to understand all of that. So those are the points and the differences between inferiority complex and being taken for granted. All right. So when someone is talking to you next time, you should be able to discern or judge properly if they are harsh and the intent is not to hurt, or if they sound calm but they are being sarcastic, and then you know where they're heading to. They're talking down on you. So you need to know the difference. All right, let's move on, people. Please, I like to see your comments. If you're getting value from this webinar, and let me know your thoughts. You could share your thoughts and I'll read it out. All right, let's move on quickly. So symptoms and causes of depression. All right, symptoms, causes, and then the solution. So we are through with inferiority complex. Let's look at depression. All right, what's depression? Depression is a common mental health disorder that affects a person's mood, thoughts, and behavior. It is characterized by persistent feelings of sadness, hopelessness, worthlessness, that can interfere with the person's ability to function and enjoy life. You get to a point where you have given up on yourself. You have your feelings. You're feeling sad all the time. You're feeling hopelessness, worthless. This could be probably because of the way someone has spoken to you. Like I've said, we've handled low self-esteem, inferiority complex. All of that gather together and takes you into depression. So the first step of all of that is the low self-esteem. You start experiencing that, and then which are the caused by external factors. Then the internal factor is when you start experiencing inferiority complex. Then the last stage of it is the depression mode. So the symptoms of depression may include persistent sadness or lack of interest in activities that were once enjoyed. If you used to go out for games, if you used to write, if you used to sing, if you used to hang out with friends, if you used to do all manner of activities that makes you happy. If you used to travel, if you need to go for sightseeing, if you used to craft out stuff, and all of a sudden you started with being, people were talking to you how you were not so good, and then you started talking to yourself, and then now you are depressed, permanently depressed. You're feeling sad, you're feeling worthless, family pressure, society pressure, your friend just got a new car and you felt that he's not putting in as much effort as you do. Why is he getting a car? It makes you worried, makes you anxious, and it has made you go into depression. Come on, so you are denying yourself of your life that you're supposed to enjoy. You are not where you used to be actually in life. You are not in your yesterday. So enjoy where you are today and patiently, hope and plan carefully with intention, full intentionality, and be responsible for your actions to where you are going to, right? Make conscious effort. A friend of mine once said, we hope for the best, but we plan for the worst. Yes, things are going to happen in life that will throw you off balance, that will make you feel sometimes, that will want to take you into the mode of depression, make you want to feel sad and worthless. I've had experiences like that where you fail. I've tried a lot of stuff in life. They didn't work out. I put in my best shots, my best energy, and the worst part, you know what? I engaged or involved some people, some friends, and it didn't go well. I felt bad. I felt, why? Why didn't I make it? Why didn't this thing work out? You know what? Sometimes it happens. The ball is going to drop. Not because you're not competent, not because your friends are not competent, not because the people you engage are not competent, because it just life happens. So when it happens, what do? Move away from your sadness. All right, so the symptoms of depression may include, like I said, persistent sadness, lack of interest in activities that were once enjoyed, fatigue. You're just tired. For no reason, you're just tired. You can't go out. You're just lying down, thinking, worried, anxious. You are not reasoning properly anymore. Nothing excites you. People are hanging out. They call you hang out. You are not interested. People that used to hang out, you're not interested. You are not happy. Your mood is just there. You are not, so sleep patterns. You have lost appetite. You can't eat, and then you when people are sleeping, you are up. When they are up and doing, that's where probably you can find sleep. Or sometimes you don't even sleep at all. I've had cases where people tell me they can't sleep, and they can't sleep for like a week, 2 weeks, a month, and then becomes an issue, right? Difficulty concentrating. For some of you who are students, when you are getting to that mode, you can't concentrate. For some of you who work in an office, they give you a task, your boss gives you a task, you can't accomplish the task because you are not concentrating. Your mind is off. You don't know what to do. You're confused. You're just not yourself. Sad. You're feeling guilty or worthless. Suicidal thoughts are coming to you. Your behavior has changed. Suddenly, people you used to greet and laugh before, you just can't greet them properly, and they're wondering what's wrong with this person. You just feel that no one no one can actually listen to you. No one can actually talk to you in a manner you don't like or make you feel happy. You go into your zone. You are just you. Nothing excites you. All of that are symptoms. Okay, so let's look at the causes. What are the causes? Variety of factors, including genetic predisposition, right? Brain chemistry imbalances, stressful life events, and chronic medical conditions. Some of you, you work almost the whole day, 24 hours. You don't rest. You don't have time for yourself, and then when you break down, you break down, and then you just feel that you're worthless at some point. You become useless to yourself and become useless to your friends. So friends, please keep the comments coming in. Keep your comments coming in. Let's know your thoughts. All right. So stressful life events. You've gone through a lot of stress in your life, things that stress you. So those are some of the causes. So right now I want to talk about how to handle and how to manage low self-esteem, inferiority complex, and depression. Okay, this is what I'm going to say. This is my own view, and this is what I think works. I think you should first achieve wholeness for yourself. What does it mean to achieve wholeness? To achieve wholeness means you need to be separate. Separate yourself. For instance, if you are watching right now and you are a married person, or you are a single person, or you are in a relationship, uh, hoping to get married, or you are in a particular association where you require to carry out a particular task, conduct a particular task, and you see yourself that you keep failing at the task each time. What you should do, separate yourself first. Ask yourself, who am I? All right. Who are you? What do you like? Find your passion, identify it carefully, and then, make sure you develop yourself, put value to yourself. Adding value to yourself is part of separating yourself, okay? And then I also said, be unique, okay? Part of achieving wholeness. Number one, how to deal with low self-esteem, inferiority complex, and depression. Achieve wholeness. What does it mean to achieve wholeness? Separate yourself from the crowd. Be unique. Be you. Develop yourself to a point that you can achieve stuff even without anyone. All right, you can achieve your stuff. Develop yourself. Put value in yourself. Read books. There are lots and tons of books on the internet. A lot of resources these days on the internet for you to explore. Right? Read books. As you browse through the social media, don't just go through the comedy skits that makes you laugh. Go through things, articles. I know friends who write. They write very inspiring content. I know people who create very inspiring content like videos, and podcasts. Listen to such things, motivational talks and stuff that strengthen you. If there's a particular field you are currently engaged in, for instance, you are an engineer, you are a doctor, you are a nurse, you are a practicing auto mechanic. Read stuff about latest trends on how to fix cars, how to troubleshoot stuff. Put value on yourself first. You are an architect, you are a surveyor, you are whoever you are a musician. Invest effort in developing your time so that you can shape in your art and craft. So you yourself can be confident and competent for yourself. Now, nobody argues with result. Once you are able to deliver excellence, the world is looking for excellent people, not people who will give excuses. For instance, you are a tailor, and then someone gives you clothes to sew, and you give excuse to the person as its wear when the time comes for delivery that I had to attend meetings. There's this village meetings or communal meeting, or you have to go for a church meeting, and then you are not able to meet up and all. Those are excuses. Put yourself in a position where people cannot but identify with your excellence. All right. So when you achieve that uniqueness, that wholeness, be you. If you are a musician like I am, if you sing, develop your voice. Learn from people who are already singing well. All right. Learn how to sing well. Develop your voice, and people, each time you are singing, everyone knows, oh, this is this person singing. Be unique. You must not follow the crowd. Be separated from the crowd. All right. So be separate. That's part of how you're going to achieve wholeness. All right. As a person, put in due diligence in developing yourself in whatever you do. Set milestones, like I've said before, achieve them, and you see yourself progressing. Right. Number two thing, be independent. All right. Do not put yourself in a place whereby you think you can't do without anybody. Of course, we leverage on connections and people and friendship, but do not think that without someone you can't do. For instance, you're someone who who writes, and then there's this friend of yours who talks to you, who tells you stuff and encourages you and gives you topic and all. Over time, you're going to discover that if the person does not send topics to you, or initiate you in a conversation that puts you in the direction of what to write, your mind is blank. Your brain is not really getting into. No, there should be a time that you on your own taking a cue from your previous or from your association or your so-called friend who inspires you. Sit down and think. Look out for blogs or people who write well. Look out for videos. Look out for stuff. Work on yourself as an individual. All right. Be independent. For instance, if you are into philanthropy or social entrepreneurship like I do, you don't need to wait for anybody's vetting to go into the community and start being an impact to people. And you don't need much. All right, you don't need much. Just plan yourself. You want to have a community outreach as a philanthropist. Just plan it in a little way you could do. Some people do it like December time, the end of the year, so they gather some toiletries, they gather some food stuff, gather some clothes, and they're going to a particular set of people who are needy and give it to them. You don't need to wait for anybody's approval. You don't need to wait for the social media people. You don't need to wait for TV stations or radio stations to come and cover you or make a press conference before you need to reach out to people. So that has had to be independent. Number 3, meet yourself. All right, meet yourself. How do you meet yourself? I said here, as a human being, no other human being can fulfill your ego needs. All right, how do you meet yourself? Meet yourself, respect yourself, honor yourself, love yourself. Don't wait for anybody to love you or to give you the respect. I see a lot of us, I've seen 1 or 2 friends. They say, this person doesn't respect me. Who does she think she is, or who does he think he is? No, do not see it that way. Do not think about the other person. Think about yourself, right? You respect yourself, huh? You love yourself, honor yourself, okay? Even if nobody respects you or honor you, meet yourself first. Sometimes all it requires is for you to just go to the mirror, stand in the mirror, and tell yourself, oh, for instance, my name is Ike. Say, oh, Ike, oh, how handsome you are, man. How a handsome guy, cute guy, handsome, how intelligent, how smart. Oh, I'm intelligent, I'm smart. So meet yourself first. Do not depend on the judgment. Do not depend on other people's judgment for yourself. Meet yourself first. Love yourself. Have a good sense of judgment for yourself. Of course, does this mean that you don't have shortcomings? No. It means that you have made up your mind not to remain in your shortcomings and your mistakes, but to move on consciously. Like I said, set milestones. If you have a bad character, if you know you don't know how to talk, tell yourself each time before you open your mouth to speak, you want to think carefully of what you want to say and how it's going to have either a positive or negative effect on the other person. Yeah, I see now for Abubakar. Thank you. Keep up the good work. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining in. I appreciate it. All right, guys, please keep the comments coming in, right? So we're talking about how to achieve wholeness and how to deal with low self-esteem, inferiority complex, and depression. How I said we should achieve wholeness. Number 1, achieve wholeness. Number 2, I said you should be independent. All right. Number 3, I said you should meet yourself first. Meet yourself. No human being can meet your ego needs. You want to be respected. You want your wife to talk to you in a way you always like. No, my brother, it's not going to be so. You want your husband to always speak to you in a way you like. You want your boyfriend to talk to you in a way you always like. You want your girlfriend to talk to you in a way you always like. It's not going to be like that. It's not going to be like that. Please, let no one deceive you. So no human being, you want your boss to talk to you in a pleasant way, come on. Or you want your colleagues to relate with you in a manner that, it's not going to be like that, all right? That's how the world is. So you have to learn to meet yourself, all right? For the fact that someone talked down on you, it doesn't mean that you are what they said, okay? You are what you believe and what you make out of what they say, all right? If they give you negative feedbacks, it's for you to work on yourself to become positive. It doesn't mean you're waiting for their approval. No, don't wait for anybody's approval. Meet yourself first, all right? So number 4, I said, have a sense of approval and value for yourself. Have a sense of approval and value for yourself. Do not wait for someone to tell you, oh, you're looking good today. So the day nobody tells you you're looking good, you feel sad. Why is there nobody saying I'm looking good today? What's happening? Then you now begin to look at yourself, especially for my lady folks. my women folks, you begin to think, oh, am I really looking good? Is my hair nice? Oh, why? Why is nobody saying anything about commenting about my looks? Come on. You go right in your mirror. If you don't have a mirror, pick up your phone, your mobile phone, and tell yourself, man, pick up and bring out that camera and say, wow. Give yourself a good shot and say, man, I look good today. Of course, by then you must have, before you do that, you must have ironed your clothes, dress in a way that is comfortable for you. Don't dress like some people say, I'm dressing to kill. Dressing to kill to mean I just feel it's part of inferiority complex. You just want to please people. You are dressing because you want to please people. No. Uphold moral standards and value. There's modesty in everything. So even while you dress, uphold those moral standards. Be modest. But come on, appreciate yourself. Tell yourself, man, I look good. Yeah, I look good. I'm looking good. Make your hair and look nice. Tell yourself, oh, if your name is, sorry, I don't want to mention any name, yeah, but call your name, right? Tell yourself, man, I kiss. You look good. You look sweet. Tell yourself sweet things. You look smart. Encourage yourself. Do stuff. Go out there, be happy. Engage in activities, like I've said before, that makes you happy. Play games. Play snooker. Play basketball. Play volleyball. Do something. Play what? Play any game. Play car racing games. Do stuff. Take yourself out. You don't need to wait for a boyfriend to take you out. Take yourself out. You don't need to wait for your girlfriend to accompany you before you feel you are a guy or you're a man. Take yourself out, man. Have a good time. Sometimes you don't need so much. Just take yourself to a quiet place, a beach. Take yourself to a place where there are trees, vegetation, to a park. Look at vegetation, look at nature. Be happy, breathe in the fresh air. So approve yourself and value yourself. That's how other people are going to change their perspective about you, right? So you don't need anybody to be somebody. This is the last point. You don't need anybody to be somebody. Now, I like to put it in a proper perspective. We all are human beings. We are created by someone, which is God. And I acknowledge the God factor. We cannot say all of these things and leave the God factor. God is a vital part, all right? So I just want to end with this. You don't need anybody to be somebody. For instance, you are a single person, all right? You are planning to get married and you have not achieved wholeness, okay, as a person. Then every now and then you are feeling, oh, I need a girl, I need this lady to make me happy, to talk to me, I need this guy to talk to me. Oh, my brother, my sister, you don't need that, all right? Because if you're going to keep doing that, and the other person, the other opposite sex is also doing that, by the time two of you come together, it will be disaster and it will be a rough experience. All right, that's what I mean to say, right? Miles Monroe said, if you are a nobody and you get married to a nobody, that means nobody got married. Okay, that's what Miles Monroe said. Blessed memory. Yeah, if you are a nobody and you are getting married to a nobody, that means nobody got married. So I said, number one, how to handle and defeat low self-esteem, inferiority complex, and depression. Attain the stage or achieve wholeness. All right, what does it mean to achieve wholeness? That's number one. It means to be separate. All right, to be unique. Be separate and be unique. Be you. Do things that make you happy. Always do things that uphold your own moral standards, not by the societal standards, not by what other people think, but by what you think is the correct thing. All right, okay. Now, number two, I said you should be independent. All right, be independent. You don't need people to necessarily be an achiever. Get your things done, right? Get your things done. Now, there may be collaborations. Of course, mutual understanding is required, but there may be collaborations, and you do that with respect, and then make sure people observe and respect your timelines as to when you want to achieve your stuff and get things running, right? So you don't need be independent. So number three, I said meet yourself. Meeting yourself means love yourself, talk to yourself, inspire yourself. All right, no human being can meet your ego needs. Like I said, do not expect people to always talk to you in a manner you always like. It doesn't happen in this world. The world is like that. All right, so meet yourself, be happy, inspire yourself, and do things that make you happy. And then I said, have a sense of approval and value. All right, approve yourself and value yourself. Okay, and the last point I said, you don't need anybody to be somebody. All right, so that point takes me to the God factor again. In conclusion, this is where we're going to wrap up this webinar. You need God. All right, you need God. Follow God. I don't care your religion. You are a Christian, you are a Muslim, you are a Hindu, whoever you are. You were created by God. All right, you need to acknowledge that God factor. When you wake up, pray to Him. Prayer is not about making a public show. Prayer is about communication, and it's a two-way. All right, sometimes when you speak or when you pray to God, who God Almighty, the creator of heaven and the earth, that's who I'm referring to, right? You find it interesting when sometimes some things, solutions or answers to some questions, hidden questions that in your mind that nobody has answered, just drop, or an inspiration comes to you, or something drops in your mind about what you can do to take you to the next level. So you need to observe the God factor in your life. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you today. I believe you have gotten value in today's webinar. Yeah, please keep your comments coming in, and let me know. Share your thoughts, right? Share your thoughts, how you feel. You can ask questions, and in case you need to, if you are going through depression, you're feeling your self-worth is gone, you're valuing yourself less, and you're almost getting into depression, feel free to talk to me. I have a pool of resource persons that could help you, and we can all together bring you out of that state of mind. Okay? Be good, and if you put all of this into practice, I bet you'll become a better version of yourself, like I did. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for joining in. See you next week, 6:30. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. For those that are joining, Dutch Love, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you so much. Thank you now for Abubakar, and thank you for every other person who joined in. We'll see you again next week. Remember, this webinar is powered by IKEYS Isaac Igbana Foundation, and I'm IKEYS. See you next week. All right.